Today, I shall create an apocalypse out of sheer boredom. I welcome you to witness my thought process. Originally, I was going to try and research different iterations of the end of the world from different religions and movies and match my favorite elements of each to make an apocalypse of my very own. But then I remembered that I'm terrible at researching anything that isn't a highly specific thing that I'm interested in, and different takes on the apocalypse just isn't one of those things, I'm afraid. So what I'm going to do is just go by random things I've already know about apocalypses. So how would my apocalypse start? The vast majority of them seem to happen because humanity fucked up in some way, like global warming, or the human race just caused one too many atrocities and upsets God. Now, I'm as much as a fan as humanity's hubris being its downfall as the next guy, but it's been used so much that it's lost a little bit of its charm to me. So my apocalypse will be an inevitability, something that was just gonna happen no matter what. One thing I'm unsure of is if there should be a Judgment Day kind of thing where good people get saved from the upcoming horrors and there are just some assholes left around. That can make things more interesting because jokes are just more fun to follow around. But what people should be considered shitty enough to say is something that I don't feel like taking more time establishing in this universe. Therefore, I'm just gonna make it easier for myself and just let everyone experience the end times. I'm personally a big fan of creatures being summoned or awoken during the end times, so I'm gonna add some of those guys in as being the main aspect. I'm not going to design them because I'm sure as you've gathered, I am terribly lazy. So just imagine something vaguely from a... Fuck, I'm not gonna try and pronounce that name again. I've already tried to so many times. I'm just gonna put the name up on the screen. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. Having these huge, looming, fantastical, and horrifying beasts pacing the land, looking for anything to kill, is such a visual, and it would be neat if they just came out in various ranges. So how about they get more dangerous and horrifying with each new wave? The first wave should begin with small creatures that are slightly off but are pretty much harmless and can be written off as a new species. And in later waves, it can get as far as containing state-sized beasts. Each new wave happens only when the current wave has become some kind of new normal to the inhabitants of Earth. And the new wave will continue to be created until a very small portion of each living thing remains. You know what, forget what I just said a sentence ago. The new wave now specifically only comes when the population has stabilized, but hasn't yet reached the intended minimum. There will be no new waves, and the current apocalypse will go away only after the vast majority of life on Earth is dead, and this is somehow known to everyone. So that encourages people to kill others to ensure that they are part of the few people that get to outlive the apocalypse, because you've gotta have some human-on-human conflict in your end times concept. To keep this concise, I'm gonna leave it here. Good night.